Order of Burlington County. My name is Louis Wilford. I'm a Mahali resident. Your question, my first question is, if anyone would like to have video to the May 8th, May 22, and today's meeting, just go on to YouTube video, Jessica with a capital J, Hatch with a capital H. Or my email is Jessica Lynch Hatch1 at gmail.com if you want a complete full-length video uncut. My second question is, can you clarify 5 and 6?
I will try. It's a resolution that authorizes to either accept bids or reject bids. Mr. Troy, do you have any specifics you can offer?
There was one contract that was awarded. It was for the transportation of wastewater in the amount for $1,198,950.
And for 6?
Six, I mean, quite simply what it says, it gives us the authority to create a pool of energy consultants. So when we have an energy savings type project and we require a consultant on the project, we now have a certified list of firms that are qualified to do that work.
Question number 12.
This is a boilerplate agreement for the Workforce Investment Act training program, and it's administered through the One Stop Career Center, and it allows them to have boilerplate materials on hand to work with prospective vendors, and so they are able to provide training services for potential employees.
And question 21.
Let's see here. This is a change order from Edwards Trey in the amount of $9,556. It's a decrease. And we have a project which is the Burlington County Safety Project. It's a phase 2 project. Is that one of the circles, Joe?
No, it's one of our safety projects, normally on our intersections and our fiber optics. The project's been completed, and as you stated, the amount of the contract is being reduced by almost $10,000, and you would also be setting the acceptance date of the project.
And final one, number 22.
22. It has to do with the same project.
And for number
That's
J.
a decrease of $20,000.
For number J, the last time this has been posted. The last time for election for the Board of Social Service. Last time you tabled up. The same person who applied for it you still have it on record. That one I emailed like several months ago. That's the one the beginning of the year. So I want apply at the social service. I hope you do consider me. Like I say, energy doing favor. And don't use any grudges. Use on bike command. No gas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Louis.
Any further public comment on agenda item? Yes, sir.
Mr. Love, Medford, New Jersey. I'll be polite. First of all, I want to commend you for. Thank you. First of all, I want to commend you for putting out the entire county taxes. This related to the budget item here, so I am addressing that. Because I've always said in the past that really we have to know what the full McGilla is as far as the open space, the library, and this and that. So I commend you to do that, and hopefully you're going to do that from here on out.
May I?
Yes.
It's funny, your name came up when we were crafting the budget about the fact that we need to bring all the taxes together into one thing. Talk to Ralph, it's funny, we mentioned you specifically that this has been one of your things, and quite frankly, it's a more holistic way of looking at it, and we will, if I'm here in the future, which according to what, I'm not gonna be here in the future, but if I'm here in the future, that would be something we would consider.
I do appreciate that, and I think the other thing is before the budget is released, that as I mentioned earlier, the county tax rate is only a notional item. Okay, we have a county tax rate on our bill, but it's based on our local assessment. So I hope before you finalize the budget, least let every town know what their share of the tax increase or increase will be, because as we all know, some towns will go up and some towns will go down. And at least it gives everybody an idea. If I live in Medford, is my taxes going to go up at the county or less? So I think that's only fair that we do that instead of using the county tax rate. And I won't belabor that too much. The other thing is, as far as budget planning is concerned, one of the things I tried to look at today, and it's not on there yet, is the 2012 audit. Now, I know by law it doesn't have to come out until June, but guys, that's really, so why bother? All right, I'm talking about the 2012 now audit, because that can help you really plan any business. I don't care whether you're a small business or whatever, you have to have your audit done, you know, for the banks or whomever within 90 days. If you're an SEC corporation, 90 days. It's almost a waste of money to have it midway through the year to have the audit out, because that way we can look at the actual expenses for 2012 instead of looking at budget to budget or appropriations unencumbered and all this. So I am suggesting that in the budget planning process, how about next year, okay, you tell Bowman, whoever the auditors are, look, we want it done in 90 days. It's reasonable. I know the law can extend that, but I just don't see that at all. The other thing is, when I've read about the, I'm all for transparency and getting out what the things should be. And when I read in the paper today that the chief financial officer stated that the county was going to lose $7.5 million in revenue this year because the gradables are down $2 billion or something. I don't think it works that way, because you gentlemen don't bill me personally. You don't bill any businesses personally. All right. The way the levy is set is basically you take your spending, you look at what surplus you're going to have, and you look at the miscellaneous revenues. So that's what's really going to, you know, set it. So it's spending, miscellaneous revenues, and surplus. It comes up with a levy. It has nothing to do with really the ratables that are out there. So I would hope that in your public releases and in your budget message, you don't say you lost $7.5 million in revenue, because I don't think that's an accurate statement. So that's a comment that I want to throw out there. I think there's a little misconception there that the ratables, because we know that the ratables that you have at the county level, in order to come up with the county tax rates, are based on the equalized rates, which are based on house sales and everything else. They have no correlation at all to our individual assessments. And so that's what's important. So I do want to appreciate the fact, again, that you laid everything out this year. All right, we'll be looking forward to take a look at the budget. I know that there's a $5 million planned increase. I don't know why yet, because obviously it's not out there. So with that, and one last thing on the open space, remember, as somebody once said, buy land, not making any more of it. So, and I'll part one last thing, Mr. Donnelly. When you do look at my chart, although it looks like there's going to be a little increase this year, since you've been here, and I'll say this, the taxes have come down. Not quite at the $25 million reduction yet.
This year
but they have come down, and this year they might go up a little bit. But at least the trend recently, you know, has been favorable along those lines. Thank you.
Any further public comment on agenda items? Yes, sir.
Good evening. Thank you. Jim Can, Mayor of Boardtown Township. I came before you a few meetings ago, discussion of the mosquito treatment and my concern with CAMPOS and the use of trade name of hate and its use. And you referred me to the Board of Health and the folks in the mosquito control program, and I did meet with them, and they were most helpful and provide a little information. But I noted tonight that you were actually talking about funding that drug or that pesticide, and so I just felt I needed to come back up. I know it's a small item, but I think it's an important item. The facts still remain. TMFOS has been used in the county since the 1970s. The facts remain that studies have shown that the efficacy of this pesticide drops off drastically after years of use. So we're not getting the bang for our buck. We're just dumping a pesticide in standing water that's killing actually beneficial life that actually eats mosquito larvae, but is really not doing much to help the problem. Because, as I said, if you remember, the graph shows that it drops off, its effectiveness drops off tremendously. To me, the most important part of this is most of your mosquito complaints are about the Asian tiger mosquito, which is the one that carries West Nile virus, which is the main vector of West Nile virus. And that is not affected by the use of this pesticide at all, because this is the one that's found in people's backyards and their flower pots and their gutters when they aren't clean. You would be better off spending the money, diverting it from Tiempos or Abate, and putting that into educating the residents of this town of how to avoid breeding the Asian tiger mosquito, which is the one that they are complaining about. To me, it's common sense. You're throwing good dollars, and you're really not getting the return that you need. And it's not a lot of money, but it's still money. You are using BTI, you're using mineral oil. Those are all effective in suppressing mosquito populations. You're using them in hand sprays. It's a very good and appropriate way to do it. But the use of this drug, I just don't see how you're getting anything out of this except to say that you're spraying a pesticide, and it's not effective. Thank you.
I don't want to speak for Freeholder Schwartz or Eve, but my recommendation is to explore alternatives.
Actually,
I was gonna move to have this removed from the consent agenda.
It's your, like I said, it's your
When we get
resolution,
to it.
it's not mine. Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Any further public comment? Yes, sir.
Mary Ann Reinhardt, 124 Woodford, Shimon, New Jersey. The introduction of the 2013 budget, how much monies did the Bridge Commission award the county in this budget?
They didn't award us anything. They're reimbursing us for the maintenance of their approaches, $3 million.
So they've given you $3 million last year?
To the best of my recollection.
Okay,
Yes.
and then it was $2 million before that? And $1 million
To the
before
best of my
that.
recollection.
Number 7, approval for the execution of the agreement between the prosecutor and assistant prosecutors. This does not include the detectives and the investigators that the court said should get a 25% increase. They're
No,
not
this is for the
included.
assistant prosecutors.
Okay, so they're not included in this.
Only the assistant prosecutors.
Okay. Um, Okay, number 12 and number 13. That's number 12. Cost and who will develop this boilerplate agreement? That's on number 12 and 13. I thought before they had a boilerplate agreement.
You thought one already existed?
Yes.
We're going out to add to the approved list, and we are reworking, from my understanding, the boilerplate agreement that is involved so we can be more effective in building the list.
Okay, so is that an in-house function?
Building the list?
Yeah. Developing the boilerplate agreement.
I believe it is an in-house function, and Anna concurs it is an in-house function.
Number 14, the loan approved for Mission First Housing and for soft cost explained. The amount, the corporation is an active developer for Burlington Senior Apartments in the amount of $540,000 for soft costs to partially fund the construction. What are the soft costs, and in the event that anything should happen, could we recoup those costs because they're no longer an asset?
Is this under the home program? It is under the home program, so we will be no lower than second lien position, is that correct? On all home loan program funds. So we are guaranteed the money.
On the soft monies, you're guaranteed that $540,000.
We are in second lien position.
Yes, and more than fully secure on the project.
Okay. All right, number 19. various forensic pathologists. My question, are these pathologists at the current pool, or the professionals?
We've, at our last meeting, passed a resolution to create the pool, and this is just gonna go about the agreements tonight.
Number 20, how much money has the county spent on this site to date? And what that is for the remediation system, procurement installation for the Burlington County Highway Garage number 9, which is on Maple Avenue, because that was ongoing 3 years when I was here. So how much money has the county spent?
The current budget for the remediation system is $500,000. I do not know what has been historically spent. We don't know, if we know.
I don't know. On this change order number 21 and 22, this McCray, is that the first and only change order? The reductions in these contracts?
I don't know, Joe, is it the first or the second?
I'm going to say based on the wording that it is the only change order.
Right. Probably because it's at the end of the job and it's giving us money back, correct?
That's correct.
So you don't know if it is or it isn't the only change? I thought I remember them making a.
Well, normally when you have change orders.
Yeah, for increases.
Increases.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, if I'm getting a change order at the end for a decrease, that's a good thing.
Okay, initially, what I'm trying to get at is, why was it reduced? Was it due to man hours? Was it due to changes in the contract?
Could have been
Was
anything.
it?
All of those things, all of the above.
You don't know. Okay. This number 24 is the condemnation proceedings, easement for acquisition. This is in Medford. In here it states Department Road Weapons and Roads. It's new work. What is new work? And what's to be performed?
Is that in relationship with the bridge, Joe?
No, this is, I believe this is for the Wilkins Road
Where does it say
project.
new work?
Yeah, New Freedom Road.
No, it's the actually
New Freedom
Department
Road.
Works. Is it that intersection that we already did, or are you doing something else?
Freeholder?
Yeah, please.
I believe that this is an old acquisition that we could not contact the owner. We finally tracked down the owner and we're now trying to clean that up. But yes, the work has already been completed.
Okay, so are they in agreement or you're condemning it? Did they agree with this?
I think we have difficulty locating true owners.
This is a homeowners association that doesn't appear to exist. This is actually authorizing condemnation. We've been making efforts for a long time.
But you said you did contact them, so they're in agreement with
I
this?
did not say that.
Well, then what did you say?
I said the project's been completed and that this has been someone that they've been trying to get a hold of for a long time.
Freeholder Reinhardt, for 5 minutes. All right, sir, just a moment. Renwick and Associates, number 26, service to be provided. I can't help it if you eat into my time because you don't know the answers to my questions.
Submit them in writing,
I
it's
say,
easy.
you want me to submit them in writing and not publicly, is that what you're telling me?
If you don't have the time, submit the rest of them in writing. Reasonable request.
The Renwick Associates, what would that service be provided for? The traffic signal?
The relocation of a traffic signal at the intersection of Grand Copus Road and County Route 541.
He's an appraiser, I know that, so is he moving the traffic light, or what is his service being provided?
He doesn't approve traffic lights. He's probably approving the piece of land, appraising the piece of land under which the traffic signal will be located.
That's what I asked you, thank you. I will be back when it comes to public.
Any further public comment on agenda items? Hearing none, I'll close the portion of the meeting to the public, and I will now move the unanimous consent resolution items numbers 1 through 9. Moved by Donnelly, seconded by Freeholder Howard. Any comments?
Yeah, if I can just make a motion to remove items number 2 and 3.
Is there a second for that? I'll second that. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor to remove items 2 and 3, so indicate by saying aye.
I'd also like to remove items number 8.
Well, can we go through
Sorry,
this
you wanna do
motion
that
first,
first?
and then come
Sorry.
back to that?
Okay.
All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, 2 and 3 are removed. Freeholder Schwartz?
To remove also number 8 and
number 31 for discussion.
Well, I can't do 31, that's not mine. I'll
Okay.
only do 8. I'm only moving my portion of the agenda.
All right.
Okay, so Freeholder Schwartz has moved to remove item 8 from the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Schwartz, second by Freeholder Bellegarde. Any discussion? All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Time's yours, Freeholder Bellegarde.
Okay, this shouldn't take too long. For the number 2 introduction of the budget, Mr. Nelson, I just wanted to confirm that we're not actually approving the budget, it's just, this vote is just introducing, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
It's introduced, it will be advertised, the public hearing date is set.
Yeah,
I'll
July
speak,
10th, I think?
July
Right, I'd like to speak to that actually. All tonight does is allow the board to consider the budget. This begins a vetting process that will last up through and including July 10th, assuming that there is a vote that takes place on July 10th. So this is simply the beginning of the process.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm it for myself because I know that the resolution does have the word approved, and I just needed to make sure that we're just approving to introduce. Yeah, okay, great. And then, I just also wanted to confirm with Mr. Krasson that, we're gonna have the budget that doesn't have some of the X's in it.
On
I
sheet-
know some of these numbers need to be filled in from what I have from the other day.
As I mentioned to you prior to the meeting,
Yeah.
you have a copy that we had discussed about a week ago, and that we do have current copies, and those copies will be on the website. And I just want to make sure you get a hard copy tonight.
That would be excellent.
Without the X's.
Very good, thank you very much. That's all I have on number 2.
All right, move to 3, please.
Okay. Mr. Troy, I'm not gonna be long tonight. Short and sweet. So on, page number 41, if you look halfway down, and there were a couple of these, so let me just do this all in one foul swoop. On page 41, about halfway down, there's, an entry for Garden State Discovery Museum, and I noticed a couple other museums and things of the like with, membership passes. What exactly is that for?
This is on behalf of the library, Ron?
It's a museum pass, so at the library where we purchase the ticket involved, and then we allow them to circulate to our customers.
Okay, great, thank you. That's sort of under the same realm there. Page 56, about halfway down, couldn't quite figure out what this was, for professional services, Lammy and Giorgio, I don't know if I'm saying
That's
that
what we
name right.
discussed last time. That's a single point of entry. County.
I have like a sticking point in my brain that I can't remember.
I got
Okay.
that one, George.
Thank you. Page 80, the top entry, professional services, Pannoni and Associates. Can you tell me what that's for?
This is the field testing and project management for the Delaware River Heritage Trail.
And that'll do it for me.
And I have a couple, I'll go quick. One page, and I may have asked you this before, but please refresh my memory. Page 14, for Buckhart and Horn, I can't remember what they do.
Engineering firm.
Engineering firm, and what project are they working on?
This is the Harry Boulevard and Branchville Pike.
I did ask that one last time.
Well, I told you, it's been a long night. And then on page 16, you discussed the $4,700,000 plus allocation to the Burlington County Institute of Technology.
Yes, Freeholder, this is the payments we made to the BCIT for a total of $15.8 million. These are the monthly payments that we've made to them.
So this adds up, and at the end of the year, it'll add up to 15 mil?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think that's, just one last thing, on 120, We Care Organics, 87,000, is that a recurring bill, or is this just a one-shot deal? It says it's for the county co-ops.
We have co-composting facility. That's our thing.
That's what I'm saying, is this something each month, or is this?
I don't know, is it each month? Yeah,
Yes.
it is each month.
That's each month, okay, that's it, thank you.
Move to number 8, please.
Any questions on number eight?
Sorry, any questions on number 8, Freeholder?
On number A, yes, if Dan could explain what positions were created and abolished. I know that's one every month, we ask you this every month.
No problem.
abolishing positions in 8 different departments, starting with Finance Department. We're abolishing a fiscal analyst, creating a principal auditor, and removing 2 jobs to other departments where they're better suited. I'll get back to that. In the Health Department, we're creating a supervising environmental health specialist and abolishing a senior environmental health specialist. We're promoting somebody into the role of a division manager because we had a vacancy in spring. We have a number of changes in the Department of Human Services. We're creating a site manager full-time for the nutrition program, and we're abolishing a keyboarding clerk 3. That was a full-time position, so we're swapping that. We have a position of coordinator of community health services, which we're recreating. And with, we're creating a senior accountant, abolishing an accounting assistant because we want to upgrade. We have a great candidate for that position. We want to upgrade to the senior accountant position in that division. And then in the Veteran Services Office, we're downgrading a keyboarding clerk 2 to an entry-level keyboarding clerk 1. Within information technology, we're creating a record support technician 4 and abolishing a higher level records manager position. We're also creating a communication system technician 3 and abolishing a computer service technician title that we no longer use. It's kind of antiquated for our needs. We're also moving a supervising computer operator out of information technology and over to the superintendent of elections because that's primarily where she does a chunk of her work. Within the jail, we're creating 1 account clerk position, being a position is being transferred from the finance office. In public safety, we are creating a public safety telecommunicator trainee, a 911 operator trainee, abolishing a 911 operator position, so we're downgrading it and replacing it with somebody with some training. And then we're abolishing a confidential assistant position. Public Works, we're creating an administrative analyst to accept the other position being transferred from the finance department. And that's all.
Okay, do you know the impact on the fiscal impact? Are we gonna be staying the same, more money, it's gonna cost us more money, or are we gonna see
Overall,
less?
with all these
Overall.
positions, I don't have the exact detail, but it's going to save us money. It's not going to cost us more in the budget.
So even though we're increasing some people's salary, it'll wash out with what's becoming.
Yes.
And nobody's being laid off?
And nobody's being laid off
Okay,
because
I
of all
said.
these changes.
Okay.
Anything further, Freeholder?
No.
Okay, this time, numbers 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 have been moved and seconded. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Looking for a motion on resolutions, I'll move resolutions number 2 and number 3. Moved by Freeholder Donnelly, seconded by Freeholder Howard. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolutions are adopted. At this time, I'll move for resolution number 8. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Donnelly, seconded by Freeholder Howard. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolutions are adopted. Freeholder Harder?
At this time, I'd like to move for unanimous consent, items numbered 11 through 18.
Thank you. Moved by Freeholder Harder. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Howard. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolutions are adopted. Freeholder Bellegarde?
I would like to move for consent, item number 19.
Thank you. Moved by Freeholder Bellegarde. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Howard. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution is adopted. Freeholder Howard?
Thank you, Mr. Director. At this time, I'd like to move by unanimous consent, resolution 20 through 29.
Thank you. Moved by Freeholder Howard. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Harder. Any discussion?
I would like to move to remove from the consent agenda, item number 24.
Is there a second?
Anybody?
Oh, second, for second.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Bellegarde, seconded by Freeholder Howard. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
It's been a long night.
Abstentions? Okay, resolution 24 has been removed.
Yeah, so I just needed a little bit more information on this because I know that this was discussed before Joanne and I got onto the Freeholder board, and I'm not sure that I
configuration of an intersection in Medford, a problem intersection in Medford. Mr. Pritchard can comment on that. There was a small number of, I believe they were townhouses or condo situation there, where there was a homeowners association with three of them. It was on the books, it was on the tax rolls, we didn't pay any taxes for the common areas. We sought to negotiate to acquire easements there, and there's nobody to contact.
Oh.
There was just no response.
Can't negotiate with
We
nobody.
can't negotiate with nobody. We negotiated, we found most everyone else, but there's nobody there who's gonna step up and say, I'm the homeowners association, people, the previous owners, or something like that. And at this point, we're trying to move the matter forward to clean up the title. The work is essentially done. We're just trying to end up with a clean situation so that future boards are not looking at something that was done incomplete. Okay, now, I'd be happy to speak with Mr. Buck, who actually does this part of the job in our department, get you out a short email, have a conference call with you to, go over this in as much detail as you want.
Yeah, no, I think your answer satisfies me. If I have any follow-up, I'll
Sure,
reach out to
this is
somebody.
fine.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, resolutions number 20 through 23 and 25 through 29 have been moved and seconded. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Resolutions are adopted.
This time I'd like to reintroduce resolution number 24.
Second?
Moved by Freeholder Howard, seconded by Freeholder Harder. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolutions are adopted. Freeholder Schwartz.
This time I'd like to move unanimous consent, item number 30, but I'd also like to have 31 removed for just a further discussion. 31 removed from unanimous
Can you
consent.
take
Even
them one at
though-
a time?
Yes, can you take them one at a time?
Sure.
All right, we're going to
There's
do,
30.
any
It's a long,
discussion?
like I said, it's been a long night.
Resolution 30 has been moved by Freeholder Schwartz. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Bellegarde. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution is adopted. Freeholder Schwartz, is there something you'd like to say about resolution number 31?
Yes, there is.
Well, I've been waiting.
I also did some research on a bid.
No, you haven't moved it out. Oh, you know
Oh,
what? It
could
doesn't
you
matter.
just
You
let
only
me
have
talk?
two.
The hell
Go.
with the-
Just go.
I
Talk.
do this to him all the time.
Talk. Talk amongst yourselves.
Jim and I did have some discussions with the health department about the use of the bait, and I did some research on it also, and it does not, from the research I've seen, it does not kill tiger mosquitoes, which is the prime vector for West Nile, but it does kill tadpoles, which eat the good mosquitoes. Also, it's efficiency, yeah, you know what that word is. Its efficacy, that too, decreases over time. Now, I understand who's here from the health department, that we're gonna, I think we have a contract to use it for the next 2 years, is that
Actually,
correct?
we had a very nice meeting with the mayor, and we outlined our plans to phase it out in 2014. That's when it's going to be discontinued, and we're currently evaluating our product. And the one thing that we did focus on was the fact that this is not being used, this is not our only source, this is only being used for our helicopter application. It's not being used in residential areas by any means. This is just over the water areas in, for example, this township.
I'd like for you to take a look and see if we can remove it as a pesticide sooner. If we could even, I really don't even like us finishing out this year, but I'm willing to make that compromise. But I'd like to see it not used in 2014.
We could evaluate that, and tonight's item on the agenda is to purchase the application for the helicopter. We would need it there to ensure that there's no public health risk for, as far as disease prevention.
Right, I know we did that, but I'm thinking about the environmental impact on wildlife and the fact that it does nothing for West Nile. Thank you. That's it.
You gotta tell me what you want to do.
Are you moving it or not, Joanne?
Let's see. I think I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Schwartz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Howard. Any further discussion? Thankfully, no. All in favor, so indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution is adopted. There exists a need for a nomination election for the Board of Social Services. Are there any nominations? I will open the floor to discussion.
Yes, Freeholder Director, at this time, I'd like to nominate Reverend Dr. David B. Yost to another term of service on the Board of Social Services, and I'd also like to nominate Christine Berman, who is with us this evening, and for a term on the Board of Social Services.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? close the nomination process. How do we